Every single day, 10,000 Americans turn 65. Not in theory, not as a projection somewhere in the future. Today. While you're watching this video, 10,000 people in this country are crossing into a new chapter of life that comes with very specific needs: housing, healthcare, support. That number does not pause for a recession. It does not slow down because interest rates are high or the stock market is struggling. The aging of America is not a sentiment story. It's a math problem. And that math is running whether we're in a bull market or a bear market. That's what I mean when I say we invest in necessity. Needs-based real estate is a specific category of assets: workforce housing, senior housing, and self-storage, where demand is driven by life requirements, not market sentiment. People need these things whether the market is up or down. There's a principle I've used to filter every investment I've ever made. I call it the necessity test. Will people still need this in a recession? Will they still need it when markets are down, when headlines are bad, when fear is running high? And if the answer is yes, you're investing in something durable. If the answer is no, you're investing in sentiment. And sentiment changes every single day. The asset classes Freedom Family Investment focuses on is workforce housing, senior housing, and self-storage. Pass that test every time. Let me walk you through why, because this is the foundation of everything we do. Let's start with senior housing, because this is where the demographics are the most undeniable. Senior housing occupancy reached 87.4% in the first quarter of 2025, according to the National Investment Center for Seniors Housing and Care. That's not growth driven by investor enthusiasm or a hot market cycle. It's growth driven by the simple fact that more people are aging every single day. The industry is currently projected to fall 50% short of the senior housing units needed to keep up with the growth of the 80-plus population. Supply is not keeping pace with demand. It can't, because demand is driven by demographics, and demographics don't negotiate with the market. An 84-year-old who needs assisted living does not delay that decision because the S&P fell. That's not how this works. Senior housing demand is structural, not cyclical. It's one of the most predictable long-term demand stories in all of real estate. Workforce housing is housing for middle-income families, not luxury apartments, not subsidized units. Teachers, nurses, tradespeople, working professionals who earn too much to qualify for a subsidized housing and not enough to afford a high-end rental. The United States remains significantly undersupplied in rental housing. J.P. Morgan has reported that multifamily housing historically holds up well in mild recessionary periods because housing remains a necessity regardless of economic conditions. There's also something counterintuitive happening right now. When mortgage rates rise and home prices stay elevated, fewer people can afford to buy. That does not reduce housing demand, it redirects it. It creates more renters and it keeps them renting longer. A slow home buying market can actually strengthen apartment demand. That's exactly what major housing analysts are seeing today. And self-storage is the one that surprises people because storage doesn't sound essential until you look at what actually drives demand. People who use storage when they move, when they downsize, when they go through a divorce, a death, a job change, or a business transition, those life events happen in recessions too. The National Association of Real Estate Investment Trusts has reported that self-storage demand is often considered recession-resistant, precisely because the demand drivers exist in both strong and weak economies. A recession can actually create more storage demand, not less. Economic disruption produces exactly the kind of life transitions that send people to a storage facility. I have a phrase I use internally that I want to share with you. Needs-based real estate is uncorrelated. Rent doesn't drop because Nvidia did. What that means is this. The stock market reprices every second based on sentiment. Fear drives it down. Excitement drives it up. A single headline can move it dramatically in either direction. Private real estate, specifically the kind backed by essential assets, is driven by something entirely different. Occupancy, rent collections, life events, demographics. None of those things care what happened in the market today. Our core rule at Freedom Family Investments is simple. If an asset doesn't cash flow in a recession, we don't invest in it. That's the filter that we apply for every acquisition, every time. We don't invest in sentiment, we invest in necessity. In one of our next videos, I want to talk about what actually happens to your portfolio during a bad market, when you're in the right assets. Because not all investments react to market conditions the same way. And understanding the difference is what separates confident investors from scared ones. Go to chatwithfreedom.com if you want to learn more about what we own, where we invest, and how we think about protecting your capital. I hope this was helpful, and I hope we have the opportunity to work together.